Peace, love, and life, family. How is everybody doing today? I hope all is well with everyone. Listen, I decided to bake some bread today, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take y'all along with me. So let's bake some bread. Okay, you guys, I decided to bake this bread this morning, and I had already got started before. I said, well, let me bring them along with me. Okay, so what I already did, I already milled me some flour. Oh, excuse me. I milled some 2 cups of Knead and a cup of hard white wheat berries, to make this loaf of bread. Okay, so what it calls for, and as I put it in the my new dough mixer, I'm gonna pour it all in here so you guys can see. Okay, it calls for, this is lukewarm, stick the clean finger, it is 1 1/4 cup of lukewarm water. Okay, then it calls for 2 tablespoons of any kind of neutral oil. You can use olive oil, grapeseed, or whatever you like. I'm using avocado oil. 2. Then it calls for 1 tablespoon of honey. You can use agave nectar, or you can use maple syrup. I just finished up my agave this morning with my mushroom coffee, so I'm gonna use some maple syrup. Pour that in there. Then it calls for, let me rinse this off. This time, okay. Now, after that, it calls for 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. So, it's 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. Then it calls for 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast. That's what I have right here, instant yeast. Let me wipe this salt off this. All right, now, because I'm going to need this 1/4, I'm going to need it dry. Okay, because this is the same amount as a packet would be. If you buy a packet of yeast, it's 2 1/4 teaspoons in there. So we're going to put that 1, 2, and 1/4. Okay, now we're going to add our flour. It calls for 3 cups, but you're only going to start off with 2. Okay. And we're going to start off by letting this mix up. looking at this cup, it looks kind of small. Okay, now we're going to add in our last cup of flour, but we're going to do it 1/4 cup at a time, okay? Okay, we're going to add a little bit at a time. To let this knead for 6 minutes or maybe even 8 minutes, okay? And then with that, I'm gonna put it on, and then we'll be back. Okay, you guys, we're gonna take the dough out of the bowl. Let me see. We take the hook off. All right. Let me put some flour on this mat. Okay. Okay, we're gonna make sure there ain't no bubbles in it. Now, we're going to put it in here, this pan. And we're going to let it rise. This pan right here. All right, now I'm just gonna sit it on top of the stove. I don't want this one. I want this one. And we're gonna let that rise, y'all, for 30 minutes. And then when it rises in 30 minutes, I'm gonna be back. Okay, you guys, the bread has risen, and we're gonna stick this in the oven. I preheated the oven to 375, but first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this bread to keep it from splitting. Okay, now I'm gonna put this bread in the oven, and we're gonna bake it for like 40 to 45 minutes. And then after the 40, 45 minutes, we're gonna come back. Okay, no, but I want to explain something first, okay? Okay, you put the oven light on. All right, now, let me do the timer. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put it to 45, but then I'm gonna check it. Okay, now, when you are baking with whole wheat, freshly milled ground flour, anything you have left over, put it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer, because flour like this will go, it's not like shelf stable like the flour we buy in the store. So you put it in the freezer, and then you use this for what? You can bake, you still can bake with it. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but I just wanted to throw that in there. So when the bread gets done, we're gonna come back and have a look. Okay, you guys, it's time to get the bread out the oven. The alarm went off, so we're gonna get this bread out the oven. All right, now I cut this thing to keep it from cracking, but it cracked anyway. Let me let it sit there. Let it sit here for a second. Okay, now while it's sitting here, you know, I did this, you know, to show you guys how easy it is to make a loaf of bread. Very easy. And my hope is, there it goes. My hope is that, you know, some of the sisters will start baking their own bread, because one, is healthier, two, is cheaper. I cut it to keep it from cracking, and it cracked anyway. Anyway, that's okay. I'm gonna cool it on its side. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to see a lot of you sisters start baking your own bread, and it's not that hard. It's not that hard, because in the long run, say for instance, you're out of bread, and you want to make your child a sandwich or whatever, or you do lunches, but then you can't get to the store because something's going on and you can't get no bread. At least if you have, you know, flour, salt, yeast, you know, and all that other good stuff, you can bake you bread, you know. So learn, if you don't know how to bake bread, learn how to bake bread. And like the journey I'm on now, I am milling my own flour, because that's even cheaper to do. It's cheaper to buy wheat berries than it is to buy flour all the time. And then, you know, just, you know, it is a desire of mine that our sisters would learn how to bake their own bread. And if you don't garden, learn how to garden. If you don't have a lot of space, you can use buckets and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, yeah, learn how to be self-sufficient, okay? Now, if this is the first time you watched any of my videos, I'm going to ask you to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so when I upload content, you will get your notification. Share if you think, you know, somebody might want to learn how to do this, and all the rest of that good stuff. Okay, baking bread. You know, I'm going to be doing a lot of bread videos because there are so many different recipes you can do. And like you guys know, I just got my grain mill. So I'll be showing you guys a lot of that too, you know. And I'm excited because I ordered some wheat berries, a couple of kind of wheat berries, and they came in today. And I'm going to talk about the different berries that you can use if you so wish to learn how to mill or grind your own wheat to make your own fresh bread. Okay, with that, guys, I'm going to say have a awesome rest of the morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you may be this time of day, or if you're watching this video on another time. So with that, y'all, have a good one.